Max has achieved 10 in a row. Not even your guys in their peak ever did that. I think the team did at one point. But anyway, you've got to take your hat off.
Yeah, I mean, our situation was maybe a little bit different because we had two guys fighting against each other within the team. I don't know whether he cares about the record. It's not something that would be important for me, any of those numbers. For Wikipedia, nobody reads that anyway.
Really? Didn't get the reference. Toto Wolff is one salty dude. Don't get me wrong, I get what he's trying to say, but at the same time, I completely disagree with it. Max Verstappen is a 10-win animal. And not only that, he's about to be our 3-time world champion in a historic season. I want to talk about these comments that are made about Max Verstappen. I also want to talk about the season that this guy is having and how he is just proving more and more his Hall of Fame status, if not already cemented. Now, before you say it, I'm not like a biased Max Verstappen fan. If you've been watching the channel, you know that I am unbiased to anybody. If anything, Alonso is like a guy that I follow, but even for him, I can make my critical points. I want every driver to succeed in our sport, but I can also go at them if they are doing bad or poorly. And for this example, I think Toto Wolff is making a couple of poor statements because they are having a poor season to their standards. Now, Mercedes has been one of the most consistent teams this year, let's be honest. But what team has been more consistent than Mercedes? That Red Bull, and not only that Red Bull, but Max Verstappen in that Red Bull. Getting a historic 10 wins in a row. Putting up the double digits, and probably going to be something like this by the end of the season. Just coming to show you how great of a season this guy is having. I mean, this guy has not been offbeat since Miami, winning every race since then and being practically flawless in every single race. Maybe Monaco could have been a little bit of a screw up, but Aston Martin didn't capitalize. Now in Zandvoort, he didn't put a foot wrong. In Monza, patience yet again. These were the only attempts that I can say were kind of critical towards him. I guess you can say Silverstone, but also not really. Max Verstappen has been historic, but also his level of demeanor while driving that car. While driving this car, Max has been very, very mature, as I would say. He has been calm and effortless in his wins. He knows he's got the fastest car, but he's done it in a way to where you know he's winning the race. It is so confident in us that he won't crash out, that he won't make a mistake, that we just know that number 1 number will turn into what's probably next to number 11. We know that that will just happen with Max Verstappen. And the saltiness from the Mercedes boss is coming off clear as day. Now, as I even showed you the video and as he quoted it practically saying that it's a practically Wikipedia stat, I will tell you why I disagree with this. And I will bring up another number, number 9. 9 wins was what was before Max Verstappen's 10. This was done by Sebastian Vettel. This commonly was also referred to as like, he had the best car, he should be getting those wins. I don't see this as fair. I know that Mark Webber had the best car, didn't get 9 wins. I see that Sergio Perez has the best car, he hasn't got 9 wins. Last year, same thing. Sergio Perez, Max Verstappen had the best cars. Guess who was dominating the whole entire time? It takes a driver to do it. Now, sure, the car could be oriented towards you. It could be made towards your real driving style. But all in all, you are the driver. You are the one dictating it. You dictate the team. If you want to be the guy, the dictator, that's I guess a bad word. If you want to be the guy facilitating the team as that driver, like Lewis Hamilton does for Mercedes, like Michael Schumacher did for Ferrari, now like how Max Verstappen is doing for Red Bull, how Vettel did for Red Bull, then you have to prove a point. That point proven is winning, being consistent, showing you got the balls to go for the deep dives and consistently put in pace on every single track without putting a foot wrong. That guy is our now historic winner, and we are witnessing history. It's something to be commended for, not to be salty, not something that I don't like from Toto Wolff. He has numerous times this year labeled Verstappen as he should be winning. This is kind of what is expected of him, this and that. He has said that the Red Bull dominance should continue. He's saying also that, like, hey, they got it on merit and they deserve it. But he also says that this record is irrelevant, only for Wikipedia. And I just find that baffling that a real team principal who had a driver for over 7 years in a row consistently winning. And that driver could not pull off the actual 10 wins in a row. Now, I love Lewis Hamilton, and I do agree that his competition has been stronger. So yes, 10 wins is harder to do when you have drivers like Nico Rosberg, when you have drivers like Jenson Button or Fernando Alonso. Now, he obviously didn't have that in those cars, like that type of historic car, but the historic car was with Nico Rosberg, 2014, 15, and 16, and he never even got close to the 9 victories. The most I think Lewis got was 7, if I'm correct. 7 wins in a row, which is still great. Now, with Valtteri Bottas, I could argue he probably could have done this, but I would say that Bottas is a little bit better than Perez off of race pace merit. Now, all in all, I'm mentioning this because I think the actual story itself that Toto Wolff is trying to put out, that actually although they were more fierce teammates, it was harder for Lewis Hamilton to get those 10 wins, I think it's kind of irrelevant. I don't think that really matters unto the degree that Max Verstappen is doing it at. He even mentions in the press conference, yeah, you've had people with dominant cars and how they're winning, but who's doing it the way that I'm doing it? And I completely agree. It's 30-second wins. It reminds me a little bit of Nigel Mansell when he had the Williams car and he was completely dominating. This guy would go lap after lap after lap, even faster. Like, this guy was not taking a break. That's Max Verstappen for you. He only had to take a break in Monza because the car was ready to explode because he was so damn pacey. Max's comments towards the media and really speaking about really the Mercedes squad as to how they have been kind of trying to call him out, go at him, talk about that his dominance is boring and that all this is expected of him and so on. He has made beautiful comments back to them. As team principals and as big guys like this in the sport, I expect Toto Wolff to come together and say, this is a historic, legendary achievement rather than giving the saltiness effect. Now, not only did they get 10 wins in a row, but this is Red Bull's 15th win in a row as a team. This is a combination of obviously Perez and Verstappen and what they have been able to do. Now, they've been winning literally since Abu Dhabi of 2022, which is 15 wins in a row. And that is 13 coming from Verstappen and 2 coming from Perez. Now, if Perez didn't have a little bit of luck in Saudi Arabia and in Baku, this arguably could have been a 15 win streak. Would you say this is Wikipedia worthy? I would say not. I would say this is historic worthy as it should be seen. Now, my question to you guys, as my fans, as people that watch my channel, what is your opinion on the 10 wins? I want to hear what you guys say about Max Verstappen's legendary achievement in this sport. Do you see this as a Wikipedia stat, like Toto Wolff is stating it, or do you see this as a driver that is a once in a lifetime? I mean, think about Michael Schumacher, what he did in the sport, think about Lewis Hamilton, think about our current Fernando Alonso and past Fernando Alonso in the Renault. Drivers that have just been historic champions, think about Vettel. I want to hear how you guys compare this and what is your opinion. Please leave a comment down below. Please leave a like, subscribe. It would mean the world. And